Okay, so there's going to be a reason why what I'm going to do is. Let me just turn this up a little bit first. Okay, so there's going to be a reason why what I'm going to do is basically the same task as you, but a lot faster than how you did it and more accurate than how some of you did it. Why? Is it because I'm amazing at programming? Is it because I'm a genius? No. It's because I am more practiced than you. I have more solutions in my head of how I can go about this, and I understand what is wanted from me. So this is structured English. 3 steps of what we've got to do. Step 1, I'm going to do is read from a file, which is this file here. If I run it, there we go. Step 2, I'm going to let someone type in a membership number. So we're going to do that. Membership equals input, enter membership number. Step 3, I'm going to search this text file for all the scores for this member. So I've got 3 different members of, well, 3 different lines. We've got member 1234, 4321, and 1234. So I want to be checking the first 4 characters for each line and compare it to this line here, which is our input. Let me just make this a bit bigger. So if membership double equals I, and then this to our slice, so we want the first 4. So before we do that, let's just test the slice out. If I was to do this, print I 0 to 4, let's see what happens. Run. This is fair, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that works. But we're going to compare it to our membership. So if membership, what we type in, so we want to search for all the scores for member 1, 2, 3, 4, basically, as an example. I slice 0 to 4. So if there's a match, and I print for now, match. So let's run this. Oops, I didn't enter in a membership number. 1, 2, 3, 4. It matches. So we've got 2 matches. Do we have 2 matches? Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 there, and we've got on line 1, also 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, 2 matches. But we're not going to match. We're going to get their score and add it up so we can get an average. So we can work out the average score. So I'm going to have a variable, and I'm going to call it, I'm going to put it underneath here, score equals 0. We're going to have score equals score plus. Now what do we need to slice? Well, we want to slice, I believe, for the last 2 digits. So 21, 41, 99. So I'm going to go to I. Oops. And I'm going to take our slice. So how can we say the last 2 digits? Well, let's get rid of this for a second. And because we've got new lines here, there's a new line here, there's a new line here, there's a hidden, we can't see it, /n. So we need to get rid of those /n's. To get rid of those /n's, the same every time. I, which is the name of our variable, equals I dot strip, and we're going to strip the /n's. So there you go, bye-bye. Nice and easy. I'm now going to get the string, which is, well, we're dealing with our check, right? So let's do if, and we're going to have our membership double equals our file, so I, and then our slice 0 to 4. So if they match, we want to get the score. So score equals score plus whatever. So if I did print and I did I want to get the last 2 characters. So there's 2 different ways you can do this. You can do it by just counting and starting. So I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we start on, let's do this. If I did 13, 14, what's going to be displayed? So if I run it now, and I type in membership number 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 9. So it can't be 13 and 14. So I go back to the text file. I'm displaying that. So what will be my starting slice and my end slice? So if I change this to 12 and I run it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 21 and 99. Let's check, see if that's right. We've got 21 here for 1, 2, 3, 4. The person 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I separate that, that makes it easy to see. And we've got 99 for this 1, 2, 3, 4. So it works. Oops, did not mean to click on that, so let's go back. So that's one way we can get the score. But the other way we can get a score, which is quicker, is to simply print I minus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Let's do that. And I'm an idiot. Let's put this in here. There we go. So, print I minus 2 to the end. So let's go get the second to last one, because we're counting backwards if it's negative 2. And we go to the end. So we're doing this. 1, 2, start here and go until the end, which is 1. But we're not printing. We want to calculate our score. So I'm going to get score equals score plus this. So we're adding the score onto that. Now, so far, we've got score equals 0. We've got all of this. We're finding out if the membership matches. If it matches, we're going to get the last 2 and add it to our overall score. The issue is this data type, as it's in a text file, doesn't treat it as a number, it treats it as a string. So this score here, or these scores here, aren't numbers, they're strings. So what do you have to do to this? Turn it into an integer. So now, if I was to print score, instead of print score afterwards, and we run our code, 1, 2, 3, 4, what we have is 120. Is that correct? So 21 plus 99, it does equal 120. It's also printed out 21 twice because it's looping. So if I put this inside of here, 1, 2, 3, 4. The first time we add it up, it's going to be 21. That's why it's printed out here. The second time, it's 99. And we've got a total of 120. So we've now worked out our total. But we want to work out the average. To work out the average, we need to know how many times we find this member, because we work out our total that says 120 and divide it by 2 in this example. So this is easy. All we need to do is create another variable called find, set it to 0, and every time we find someone, we're going to do find equals find plus 1. At the end of all of this, I'm going to do my average. To work out the average, it's going to be average equals our score divided by find. Print average. Basic math. So if I enter in 1, 2, 3, 4, the average is 60. How do we get there? Well, we did our membership number. We matched it up. Because we found 1, 2, 3, 4, we found one person, or 1, 2, 3, 4 at least once. We enter in a score. Sorry, we take the score which is this, 21, and we add it to the variable called score, which is 0 to begin with. So now score is 21. It goes through it again, so it goes on to the next line. It does this. It does this. Oh, we found it again. Line goes up. Oh, we'll get the score again. We'll add it to the other score. We have to turn it into an integer because it is a string to begin with. We do our calculation. We display it. So if I added another person, or 1, 2, 3, 4, with a score of 110, let's do, can't do that, so 50. If you run our code now, 1, 2, 3, 4, that is our average. Now I can round it by just doing print, and we can just do int, which will basically not round it, it'll just, oops. I am screwing this up. I'm trying to work out where I've gone wrong. Print int average var, print int average var, that should be fine. Yeah, don't know why that didn't work before. It'll just chop off a decimal point. So 51, 54, 56. Nice and easy. So we've actually done search and score details for all the scores and calculate the average score. Remember, we need to do return the average score, but we need to do it as a function. So I'm going to make a function. The function's called get average score. Functions go at the top, so that's what I'm going to do. Get average score, just like that. If I need to do def. The only thing which goes into this function is membership number. So we've got a membership number here. And once we've typed in membership number, we want to call the function. So call the function get average score, and we get send to it membership. So inside here we need to put membership. There we go, so we match membership, membership. Once we've done that, inside the function, all of this is going to happen. So I'm going to put all of this code and I'm going to put it inside here. Let me just sort out my indents because they're a mess. So I'm going to highlight all of this. That's a bit of a mess. Okay. I need to make a variable called average. I don't actually need to do that. Okay, so what we have at the moment, let me just get rid of this, is, and let's put this in our function. This close. Right, so what we've got is our code in the function. We're passing over membership. So membership is in the main code. We then send it to the function for membership number like 1, 2, 3, 4. It then does its business of getting the average. But we want to print it in the main code, so it needs to be like print average. But the problem is, the main code doesn't know anything about average because average is done in the function. They're separate. They're two different things. So we need to, as it says here, calculate the average score and return the average score. To return the average score, we need to make a return. What is it that we're returning? We're returning average. But it still doesn't know what average is, even though we're typing return. That's because our main code, which is basically below here, is going to forget. It doesn't know about average, so we need to say we want our function to run, which is this, and when it's done, get average and store it in here. So now we can print it and display it, and that is it. So if you cut out all my chatter and you just saw me do it, so every time I type, you skipped, sorry, every time I was talking you skipped, you'll see that this could be done really, really quickly. So I run it now. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I need to int this again to chop off the 0.66664.